I am joined here by Oliver, Manager of Operations at Lux Trading Firm. And thank you so much, Oliver, to taking the time to chat. Kicking off, if you could introduce yourself and perhaps talk a bit about your career history and what brought you to where you are today and how you were involved in Lux Trading.
Well, first of all, nice to be here. Thank you for the invite. As you've said, I'm the manager of operations at Lux Trading Firm. I've been with Lux for the past few years. I've worked in the finance industry before, and then I met the owner, and I liked the idea. I liked what they were standing for, and I liked the direction they had envisioned for Lux. So we ended up working together that way.
With Lux Trading in particular, one of the things that I was always impressed by are your values of transparency and trust. And can you speak a bit to why that is an important part of your business and how that affects how you operate?
Well, transparency and trust are, I think, the core foundational blocks of any financial service. Whenever you're dealing with money in general, transparency and trust are going to be the two most important things. And I think that those values reflect in pretty much everything we do, from the way that we set up our program, to the way we handle our support, to the way that we communicate with the public. I think that those two values are reflected in pretty much everything we do.
And one of the reasons I asked that question as well is because I was genuinely particularly impressed with how you responded to an unsolicited query from myself, in which I conducted a test, let's say, of 50 different prop firms, where I sent what was a legitimate question and one that's on the mind of a lot of traders at the moment relating to the MyForexFunds situation. And in a lot of cases, I got some responses from some firms which were good. I got some which completely ignored the question. And far and away, the response I got from Lux Trading Firm was the most clear, transparent, and to the point, blunt, if I could say, response, which pretty much told it as it is and didn't flower over anything. You did discuss and address some potential ramifications. And I'm wondering if you can elaborate on that a bit. Where do you feel like the industry is going? Are there potential ramifications? And do you feel that they'll affect perhaps Lux Trading and the industry as a whole? Or do you think all's good, and the fact that maybe Lux Trading is not a US-based firm, does that protect you in some way? But yeah, I'm curious to hear your take.
Sure. Well, first of all, I think that if anybody is curious to see our full explanation of the situation, we have a video on our YouTube channel when I talk about this in detail. So I'm going to try and keep it short. I think that the industry is going to receive some regulation eventually. We'll see how quick the regulators are to actually get the job done. As at the moment, we've seen a few companies behaving, one could say, not ideally. And regarding Lux, I mean, as I've talked about in the beginning, trust and transparency are our two most core values, and we try and make sure that if any regulation was to come, we would already be following it now. Basically, what we are doing is trying to look at what is the right thing to do, whether it's morally or just in a transparent way, and that's what we try to do. So I think if any regulation is to come, it would absolutely not be a problem for us to comply with it.
That's always good to hear. I think those kind of echoes my own thoughts on the matter. There, I if I'm not incorrect in saying right now it's such a new space, there's no real regulation, and I feel like once that regulation comes through, it kind of legitimizes the business. And those firms that are already legitimate and trustworthy will only continue to grow and hopefully improve and be able to serve the traders, and even more so in the future.
I pretty much agree with that.
If you could speak a bit as to perhaps everyone's always interested, people get into this because the promise of making money. And you've got a pretty significant highlight where you advertise the potential of scaling up to $10 million. And I'm wondering if you could share any success stories, who's doing well, and how achievable is that? Do you see many people reach that milestone?
All right. Well, if once again, I'm just going to have to reference to content that is already out there because we have made interviews with traders that are success stories. And I think they are going to be able to tell you their own success story much better than I ever could. Therefore, if anyone's interested, once again, our YouTube channel is going to provide you with that resource. I think it's also important to get the message out that it's not as easy as people would like to make it look, whether it's educator or the prop firm or anyone who has an interest in you believing that it's super easy. What I like to say is that it is achievable, but it's not easy. It's not an easy business to be with. It's not a way to get rich overnight or probably over a month. It's a career. And just like becoming a doctor doesn't take 2 or 3 days, and it's not easy, and it takes a lot of dedication and it takes a lot of effort. Making money as a trader is pretty much the same way.
Yeah, and like kind of following on to that, I think another thing that I did recognize and appreciate about Lux Trading was your emphasis on risk management, and also, again, speaking on the transparency front, you're not saying everybody's going to make money. Is there a certain sort of trader that you are looking to partner with? Is it a place for all types of traders? Is it a place for the beginner trader, or do you prefer to partner with an experienced trader?
There isn't an ideal trader in terms of experience. In my personal preference, I actually prefer to work with traders who are earlier in their stages of their trading career, as they haven't had the time to develop that many bad habits. Whereas some traders who are more experienced tend to be set in their ways and they like things the way they are and they don't like to listen to what they should do. But one of the things people have to realize, if you're going to trade for someone, you're working for someone else and therefore you have to follow their rules. But getting back to the topic of if there's an ideal trader, there is, and that is not in terms of experience, but in terms of mindset. And that is a trader who's not a gambler. That is a trader who's patient, responsible, and a trader who realizes that it's a difficult and time-consuming business.
And I think, well, speaking on mindset, another thing I did appreciate is you have an emphasis on guidance and education, which isn't something that a lot of firms offer. A lot of people kind of thrown into the lake and kind of left swimming alone. I realize you have a risk policy coach or someone who guides along the way. How does that work exactly? How do you guide them towards success?
Sure. So what you're probably referring to is our risk desk and our risk managers. But in terms of education, we also have what is called an elite traders package. That is where the beginner traders or the traders earlier in their stages would be guided towards. And basically what we offer, as you say, is education, mentorship, and a risk manager combined with workshops and some extra details that are nice to have. But I think those are the main things that traders are looking for. And basically the way it works is that you have someone at your side, whether that's your mentor in the elite package or every trader from the second stage, whether they are part of the elite package or not, has a dedicated risk manager. Basically a person who watches over your account, and if you're not following the rules that are set out for you, they're going to let you know. If you're risking too much, they're going to let you know. If in any way, shape, or form you are hindering your own success, they're going to let you know.
Great. And I'm curious to know, these days, it feels like every day there's a new prop firm. And it can kind of be overwhelming, certainly when a new trader is looking for who to partner with, and everyone's always saying that they're the best. So in your opinion, is there any particular things that stand out with Lux Trading? What sets you apart from all the other guys?
Well, I think it's just simply the honesty and transparency, right? I am, of course, biased in this conversation as I am part of a prop firm, but I believe that the way you choose a prop firm is you choose people who you trust. You choose that you're going to work with people who you believe are going to do right by you. And what I think a lot of people don't do, and it's really important, is look for realistic offers. Just as with anything else, if something sounds too good to be true, it's probably because it is.
I think that's a fair point. And the last question I will leave you with is, as we're approaching, God, it's November now, we're almost in the new year. What are your plans for the future? Have you anything coming up that you can share with us? Any exciting things in the works for the firm?
Sure thing. So as a lot of you might know or not know, we have relatively recently developed our own trading platform. We have developed the Lux Trader, which is based on Tradingview, which I think no other prop firm has on the market, anything even similar to it, to be able to trade directly from Tradingview's charts. And what we are currently working on, and it's a bit of a secret, I think no one else knows yet, except a few of us that are working on it, and that is we are connecting the Lux Trader and MT5 basically into one account so that you'll be able to use whichever platform you'd like that day. You can trade on MT5 on your desktop, then go outside and use the Lux Trader on your phone if you like that on your phone more. Basically just interconnecting these two platforms, and that is something that I am 100% sure nobody else in the entire industry has.
On that note, I'll let you go, Oliver, and thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I'll make sure to link those videos and link to your own YouTube channel so people can keep exploring, as well as a link to the firm itself so people can check out more and potentially sign up. Am I wrong that you guys offer a free trial as well?
Of course we do. We have a 7-day free trial for anybody that would like to give it a go.
Which is great, because I think that it speaks to the transparency and, again, the confidence I think you have in your own platform and what you have to offer. So I'll make sure to link the web page in the description so people can check you out further. And that's Oliver from Lux Trading. Thank you so much, Oliver, for taking the time to chat.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure to talk.